What is up, everybody? Live, trending in the AM a little later than normal. I couldn't let you guys go without seeing my pretty face any longer. Live from in Mexico, Cancun. We're going to talk Eagles, Vikings, week 2 matchup, and why everybody's jumping off the Eagles bandwagon already. Like I said, trending the AM on Philadelphia Sports Network starts in 30 seconds. And a very good morning, everybody, and welcome to Trending in the AM right here on Philadelphia Sports Network. We're live, Facebook, YouTube. You know the drill. Like, share, follow, do all the stuff. You know it's free to hit those buttons. Yes, I'm wearing my Sixers jersey. This is literally, I just rolled out of bed and turned the TV, this was what I was wearing yesterday. It was sitting right on the top there, so that's why we got that. Oh, what? Yeah, that's right. We're live. I love you guys so much. I had to come live from Margaritaville here in Cancun, Riviera Maya. This is a fantastic resort I'm staying at. Can't wait to watch the Eagles game tonight. So I had to go live. We had to talk a little bit about this game and what's going to happen or not happen tonight. It's free to hit that like button, guys. Don't forget. Will the Eagles start 2-0? Let me just get through. So it's good. I'm winging it here this morning. How is Mexico? Mexico is fantastic. This resort is fantastic. Food is great. Drinks are great. The views everywhere. I'd show you the view, but I can't because the sun is just too strong for the computer. But we are here. I couldn't let you guys down today. How they treating you? They treat me fantastic. I mean, this resort, top of the line. But we're here to talk football, not this resort. It's game day. Can I start this show off talking about one key thing, guys? And that is how much I dislike Thursday night football. That's all I can say. Like, I literally hate Thursday night football. There's no point to having Thursday night football in the NFL. Not enough time for a turnaround. 4 days after playing Sunday afternoon, Eagles and Vikings both back at it. Yeah, they can't. You see all these injuries. I hate Thursday night football without a shadow of a doubt. What is up, Troy? How you doing this morning? I knew you guys were missing my pretty face the last couple of days, so I had to go live here. I hate the Thursday night football game. I mean, you look at the Eagles injury report right now. You got James Bradbury out because of the concussion. Kenneth Gainwell is out. Reed Blankenship is out. Fletcher Cox is questionable, but probably will play. Like, it's too quick to turn around. 4 days. And I've always complained about not liking Thursday night football, but this is it's almost, insulting that NFL players have to play on such quick turnaround like that. And I don't know, they'll never stop doing it. They'll never do it, but it's just, you love man chatter for Thursday night football. Give me Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and that's it. Give these guys more time to turn around and heal their bodies from what they put themselves through. Thursday night football is weird. This game will not be close either way, is my gut feeling. Then again, I'm lactose. Watch 22, Reddick all over. Yeah, so there's a lot to react to from the last game too. But, this Thursday night football thing is just really eating at me, not just because of the game. We are going to get that win tonight. I hope so, Troy. I'm looking at Marshawn's comment here. It's going to be a blowout. It could go either way on the blowout, though. And it's because, Thursday night football, anything can happen. There's no rhyme or reason why things happen in Thursday night football. Convert some of those Mexican nationals into Philly sports fans. I've not met one person here yet from Philadelphia. Last night I spoke to I was drinking with some people from Toronto. I've met a lot of Pittsburgh people here, people from all over here, Illinois, everywhere. We are going to be watching. There's this big brewery here on site, and they will have the Eagles game on tonight, and I will be there cheering it on. That is not a Gerald Henderson jersey. That is my Joel Embiid jersey, knockoff from China, $20 off of eBay or whatever. I'll have my Lane Johnson jersey on tonight for the game. Don't you worry. Yeah, Toronto was repping hard here last night. I mean, we knocked down quite a few cold beverages last night, me and Toronto. But anyway, Thursday night football, terrible. I don't like it. But, we're here. this is what we have to deal with. It is what it is. I also think it's pretty insulting that the home opener for the defending NFC champions is on Thursday Night Football week 2. Like, wouldn't you think that the Eagles, the division, the NFC champions, would have a bigger moment for their NFC champion banner for their first game at home? Like, everything just feels off about tonight. Josh Allen played like he was completely look. I felt bad for you. I was actually talking about you the other day here with some people, and I was like, yeah, my one guy is probably so upset about Josh Allen right now. He's got no one to talk to about it, but that's what I'm here for. Josh Allen played like crap. When you get beat by Zach Wilson, that's not good. Not good at all. But I just feel like there's a weird vibe for tonight. The Vikings 0-1. They lost to the Bucs last week. They didn't look good. My eyes look super blue right now. Maybe it's the light coming in off the patio there, making me shine. I don't know. But Vikings coming off a tough loss. Eagles are banged up massively right away. We talked about it all offseason, how lack of injuries for the Eagles last year, that was going to not necessarily happen again this year. The law of averages. And look, we're into week 2, and there's so many injured players already. And I just got this bad vibe feeling for tonight because of all these things combined. The Vikings, it's funny. I saw somebody tweet it out this morning, or I saw it this morning. I don't know when they tweeted it out, arguing with somebody about whether the Eagles had a chance. And one big beat reporter was saying Vikings were going to win tonight for the Eagles. And somebody else said, no, maybe the Vikings aren't bad or just a bad team. And I don't know which way to lean yet. Are the Eagles a bad team? Are the Vikings a bad team, or did they just get beat week 1? If they just got beat week 1, then they can't fall 0-2 on the season, which means they're going to be all out tonight. On the flip side, they just might be a bad team, the Vikings. I mean, they've got TJ Hawkinson, Justin Jefferson, and of course, Kirk Cousins, who cannot perform on prime time. But that's all they got, really. Buffalo peeps just blame O-line. The 22 did not show that. We had to. Nakobe Dean went on short-term IR. That's 4 weeks he's out. They brought up Nicholas Morrow from the practice squad, brought in Evans to be on the practice squad. I'm worried about the linebackers tonight covering TJ Hawkinson. It is weird vibes. If we go up 14-0, I believe we put them away early. Yeah, I agree with that, Martian. I think it's going to be who can jump out first here. We talked about this all season, not wanting to see slow starts anymore from the Eagles. And if we have one of those slow starts tonight, their offense at the Vikings can be very firepower heavy, especially with Hawkinson and Jefferson. So I worry if somebody goes up 14-0 either side, that's it. Jeff Bezos making big money from yeah, absolutely. I'm just glad that down here in Mexico, it's not on Prime. It's on their whatever Mexican version of Fox Sports 2 is. So that's good for me because then I don't have to worry about finding a stream down here in Mexico. Every team we play this year will go all out. We have a massive target. Absolutely. And we saw that on Sunday with the Patriots. And it's like I've had a lot of time to digest that Patriots game now. And I feel like it's really weird, guys. I don't know if you guys see this either, that the hype of the Eagles is already worn off. Like I see so many Eagles fans dumping on this team already. Like literally 1 week. Like it took all of last year. Nobody would get on the train with the Eagles. They get to the Super Bowl. Everybody's flying high. Now, it took 17 weeks for people to buy into this Eagles team. There were still people going to the Super Bowl that hadn't bought into Jalen Hurts and this and that. But yet, one bad game in week 1, all of a sudden everyone's like, Jalen Hurts sucks. The Eagles suck. Nick Sirianni sucks. Like, I don't understand how quickly the tides have changed on this team. And it's kind of weird. Like, I'm not jumping off the bandwagon of the Eagles. Not at all. Why would I? And it just makes zero sense how quickly people are turning on this team after 1 week. And we won that 1 week. It's not like we lost like the Vikings did. We actually won week 1. And people are turning. Like, I already see so many people saying that Jalen Hurts is this, Jalen Hurts is that. He's not as good as people think. Like, literally, one bad game. He had bad games last year. And even though it was a bad game, we still found a way to win. Cousins, Allen, Burrow, Mahomes are hungover from buying mansions. Yeah, I guess. I thought Hurts played. He played okay. He didn't play great. He did not have one of his better games. Eagles looked bad. Niners and Cowboys looked great. That will sour. Yeah, exactly. It's because the Niners and Cowboys won so big, which let me tell you something, Marshawn. The Niners and Cowboys are not as good as the scores say they were, in my opinion. Not at all. And the national media is definitely going to play into that big time for sure. No. It will take till week 3 until a team gets going. Week 1 shows nothing. Yeah, I mean, there's no preseason. You look at all the big name quarterbacks that didn't play in the preseason. They all look terrible week 1. So I'm not buying that theory. And it just frustrates me to see so many people turning on this Eagles team. Not the national people or the people from other cities, whatever. But so many Philadelphia team fans and Philadelphia media turning on this team already. Like, it's been 1 week and you're 1-0 and you're going to turn on this team? Makes zero sense to me. By week 3, Cowboys will be mid, Eagles will. Look, I said it before that the Cowboys are a good team, man, Chatter. I think they're a very strong team this year. They're one of the biggest threats to the Eagles this year. It doesn't mean they're as good as everybody's making them out to be, but they're not also bad. It's actually funny you bring up the Steelers and Niners game from Sunday. I was sitting by the pool yesterday, and I just started chit-chatting with this random guy, and he was from Pittsburgh. He's a Steelers fan, and I did not know this, but in Pittsburgh, there's a strong course of fans that are ready to move on from Mike Tomlin. I had no idea. I had no idea that so many Pittsburgh fans were so anti-Mike Tomlin, but it seems like they are. It was very surprising, very, very surprising to see that. Phil, your Philly media, what do you say? Like, am I Philly media? Do I count? That new media site that Philly just started, they did not hire me, so I don't know. I'm just a guy that talks a lot. Dak has to play that elite Jets defense. Yeah, I mean, the whole Jets thing, that's crazy. Aaron Rodgers going down. We didn't do a show on Tuesday, so we didn't get to talk about that. Aaron Rodgers going down the 4th play. Kind of got like flashbacks of Randall Cunningham going down by Bryce Pop in week 4 back in, 1991. I got flashbacks of that watching that happen there. Brian Johnson has to face Belichick and his protege, Brian Flores, in his first 2 games in the NFL as coordinator. Yeah, I mean, that's a great point right there from Mista. Kind of forgot Brian Flores, where he went there. But yeah, it's Brian Johnson is a guy that tonight is a big test for him. The short turnaround, first time as an offense coordinator on a Thursday night football game. Short turnaround, short game plan, short everything. Like, you're down Kenneth Gainwell. We're going to get into the Kenneth Gainwell and the running back rotation here in a minute. There's a lot of pressure on Brian Johnson. Fans are already overreacting a little bit. Just imagine what they'll do if we lose tonight or look poor tonight against the Minnesota Vikings. It will be a tough battle to end Eagles versus Giants. Yeah, I mean, look, the Giants are better than they looked. I mean, I know they looked bad and the Cowboys looked great on Sunday Night Football, but the Cowboys aren't that good and the Giants aren't that bad. They're both a little bit closer to each other. The Bills have Groot and Floyd Rogers. Yeah, look, I can't get over that Aaron Rodgers goes down. I mean, man, Chad, you're not an Eagles fan. Just look up Bryce Pop and Randall Cunningham and what happened in, I think it was 91. It was fourth play of the game. They blew out his knee, and we had so much hype that year. But anyway, to the running back situation. So that lots, like I said, lots of injuries offensively and defensively, and the injuries on defense are big, and we'll get into them in a bit. But the injury to Kenneth Gainwell, we all talked about it on Monday, how surprising the running back rotation was on Sunday, how much Kenneth Gainwell touched versus, Swift and Penny not even dressing and stuff like that. Pass defense, pray for our boys. Look, we're going to get into that defense, Marshawn. With all the injuries on the defense, it's going to be scary. But we get what we wanted actually here. Penny will dress tonight because Kenneth Gainwell is out. DeAndre Swift, Nick Sirianni said in his press conferences after the game that there's no scenario where DeAndre Swift should touch the ball that little. So you're going to get a heavy dose of him. You're going to get Rashad Penny in there tonight. And, we'll see how it plays. The problem is, though, we still don't know how it'll play when everybody's healthy because you had no Penny in game 1. Now you're going to have no Gainwell in game 2. So I don't know how it's all going to play out. But the Gainwell injury, you've obviously after week 1, you could tell you geared your entire offseason in offense around Kenneth Gainwell. Not rightfully so, was totally, not happy with that. But you've built your offense. Brian Johnson, as we talked about Brian Johnson up here, Brian Johnson built his offensive game plans around Kenneth Gainwell, obviously. And Now he's gone week 1 after week 1. That's a huge, huge loss right there. Whether we like the usage of him or not, the fact that the offense was so centered around him is going to be an issue. Bryce Pop was on the Bills for a little while too. Yeah, absolutely. Time of possession will be important tonight. Absolutely. So you need to be able to run the ball. Our defense is so beat up already after 1 week, and you're missing so many key players on defense after 1 week that the Eagles need to be able to run the ball and control the ball. No quick 3 and outs. The Eagles offense has to be able to move the ball long drive. Like, that's a huge key right there. Long drives for the Eagles offense tonight. I exactly. But see, the way you fix the secondary, the way you fix the linebacker crew, the way you fix all the injuries on defense and having to stop TJ Hawkinson and Justin Jefferson, the way you do that is you control the ball on offense for the Eagles. You win the time of possession battle. You don't turn over the ball and give the Vikings a short field. I mean, we never turned the ball over last year, and Jalen Hurts turns the ball over in week 1. I mean, we just can't have that. To win this game, you have to win. It's so cliche. Don't turn the ball over and win the time possession battle. But when your defense is so beat up after week 1 in positions that you're already – like if Fletcher Cox didn't play tonight, we have so much depth on the defensive line, it wouldn't have mattered. But what did we talk about all year? Safety and linebacker depth was going to be an issue. You get big key injuries in both those positions. And look, we're here week 2, and that's an issue already. And you're going up against an elite offense. Addison and JJ and your cornerback course. Yeah, look, yeah, without a doubt. Jalen will need to escape this Vikings pressure tonight. They do get pressure very well, the Vikings defense. They blitz heavy. They get after the quarterback, and they're very good at it. Problem is, if you run the ball effectively, you can eliminate that. The Eagles' offensive line played very poorly in week 1. There was no injuries on the offensive line. They just didn't seem ready. But if they could figure out some rhythm tonight by running the ball, by being quick with the passes, you get the Vikings defensive line off balance. I think that is the key right there, controlling that so that this defense. What is up, Eric? How you doing this morning? A little late start this morning. I don't know. It was 10. What time is it anyway? It's 9:26 here in Cancun, 10:26 for you guys. Nice and early. All the off-season inactivity is doing opposite of what they hoped with man, chatter. Nick Sirianni already said that too. That maybe he's got to rethink things, which I didn't like that. We talked about that on Monday. Stoutland, we trust. Yeah. I mean, we got to have faith that Stoutland will make the adjustments and get these guys ready to go. Again, though, it's a Thursday night football game, and there's so much unknowns that can happen in Thursday night football games. Goddard and Swift just need more touches, and we're going to get the more touches for Swift tonight. And I hope that Dallas Goedert gets more touches. Got to remember, like we all freaked out after Sunday's game that Dallas Goedert didn't have a catch. But if you remember, last year Devontae Smith did not have a single touch in the first game, and then he ended up having like 90 catches on the year. So, sometimes that kind of stuff happens pretty easily. Guarantee Phil will be too full of delicious beverages. Oh, I'll care. I'm going to be. There's a Land Shark brewery here. They brew fresh Land Shark. I'm going to be knocking down some Land Shark brews tonight, watching that game. You're always welcome. We're here till Tuesday, Joe Castro. Come on down and join. We'll do a live show from Cancun down here. I wanted to do it poolside the show, but I really couldn't find a good spot to do it. So we're just doing it here in my room right now. It's not just Eagles, all teams. Yeah, there's a lot of teams that maybe they just change things up a little bit, next year. But for all we know, if Goddard and Swift get going, none of these concerns with the offense will be an issue moving forward. Absolutely. I'm not as concerned. Like I said, Marshall, to start the show, like so many people are freaking out after 1 week. All of a sudden, the great Eagles are no great anymore because of one bad game. And that just, I don't know. I don't get it. Wife must be still sleeping. No, she's reading a book right now. She's using this time to read a book right now. I'm not as intense as normal. I'm trying. I got neighbors I got rooms on both sides. I can't be too loud today. I'm trying to keep it toned down a little bit this morning. Phil looks like he's recovering from a Jalen Carter sack. That was the Jack Daniels causing that, not the Jalen Carter sack. So I woke up this morning and I rolled over to get a drink of water, and there was a half a glass of Jack still sitting by my bedside. I'm like, a little early for that. But there's booze in the blender. There's always booze in the blender. Is she reading the Eagles playbook? No, she is not reading the Eagles playbook right now. I don't know what she's reading right now. can't tell. She's now on the couch reading, but yeah. So obviously the Eagles offense is concerning for tonight. The Vikings offense is concerning, but we keep the Vikings offense off the field by controlling the clock, running the ball well, blocking for Jalen Hurts, getting the ball. Look, this is a prime game for Dallas Goedert. You know what I mean? Getting Dallas Goedert on short passes, over the middle of the field. If you looked at Jalen Hurts' passing chart from Sunday, he barely targeted the middle of the field, and that's why Dallas Goedert had no catches, only one target. Jalen Hurts also has to do a better job of reading the field. There were multiple plays in week 1 where Jalen Hurts missed wide open Dallas Goedert's for bad passes. So, didn't even see Dallas Goedert. So, you want me to turn the camera around and shock her? No. I would never do that. I have to be on vacation. She's laughing. No, I have to be on vacation with her for the next 6 days still. Not going to upset her on day 2 of vacation here. So, all right. So let's move on to this defense. I got to switch my coffee from one cup to the next cup here. Let's look at the Eagles defense. Obviously, we talked about it all offseason. Safety was a concern. You had Reed Blankenship and you had question marks. Now, Reed Blankenship's out. Justin Evans, I know he was second on the team in tackles, but he did not play well, in my opinion, on Sunday. Linebacker, Nakobe Dean on IR, which means we're going to get Nicholas Morrow and Christian Ellis tonight. Not good. We've got to find a way tonight. Oh, let's see. What do we got here? I have a feeling it will be Goddard and Brown tonight. I hope so. I hope. I don't care who it is. I just want it to be effective, Marshawn. I want it to be. I want to watch the game tonight. So it's weird because last year we were here in Mexico at a different resort, and they played the same week. They played the Vikings. I think it was Monday Night Football last week in week 2. It just seems like it's Eagles Vikings every year in week 2, and it's always when I'm on vacation. But we jumped out to a big early lead against the Vikings, and that's just what we need to do. And that way we can control the clock and keep Hockenson and keep Jefferson under control. I'm concerned with no James Bradbury. Darius Slay is going to have to cover Justin Jefferson. He could do that, but Darius Slay seems to just stay on one side of the field. If Jefferson moves to the other side, who's going to be are we really going to trust Josh Jobe on plays against Justin Jefferson? And then are we really going to trust Christian Ellis and Nicholas Morrow to stop TJ Hockenson tonight? Look, we can all crush, Kirk Cousins all we want. We can. But he's still a very effective quarterback. He just doesn't come up big in big moments. And we know his bad record on, night games and primetime games. But, he's still a very viable quarterback in the NFL. So we've got to find a way. And I'm seriously concerned. Who is going to cover whoever the other wide receiver is that Darius Slay's not covering? Who is going to stop TJ Hockenson? TJ Hawkinson's one of the 3 best tight ends in football. And we've got 2 practice squad tight end or linebackers that are going to be covering him. This would have been a moment for, in the preseason and training camp, you heard a lot James Bradbury moving over to cover tight ends in practice. Well, James Bradbury's out now. I can't do that. Terrell Edmonds has come up to work as like a hybrid linebacker. Well, now he's going to be needed at safety tonight. There's a lot, like all the things they did for a game like tonight can't happen now because of the early injuries. And this goes back to the initial conversation about how I hate Thursday night football. This was a Sunday game. Some of these guys, Reed Blankenship, James Bradbury, might be playing tonight. Because it's Thursday night game, there's not enough time for Bradbury to get out of concussion protocol. Not enough time for the ribs to heal enough for Reed Blankenship. So this is all playing into it here. The middle of the field has more holes than Angela White. Look, hey, it's going to be. It's not even something I want to joke about, Marshawn, because it's so bad. Vikings will be able to do things Pats couldn't. We can get embarrassed. We can if Mac Jones can look like Tom Brady out there on Sunday. Kirk Cousins is going to look like the greatest quarterback of all time, like that 50 touchdown year Tom Brady. Like that's a major concern. Phil, do they have lobster at Mad Chatter price point? I don't know. My girl broke up with me and broke my heart. Just lost my job. I have $0 to my name. I love it, Don. I love it. It's like a country song right there. And what you could write a country hit song with just this line right there. We got to target Dallas too because Vikings linebackers and yeah, absolutely. We got to find. But see, the thing is, like Eric, are you confident in Brian Johnson yet? Which was one of my big concerns coming this season, in making those adjustments and finding that weakness in the Vikings. I don't know. We'll find out. Sean Desai will only rush 4 to 5 to cover the field adjustments. Look, and if you rush just 4 guys, when those 4 guys are Jalen Carter, Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick, whoever the 4 guys are, those 4 are so elite that you could drop the other 7 guys into coverage. You could do that. I got the box score here. You'll be in Cabo on the 29th. Oh, cool. Gotta love a good vacation. I'm looking at the Vikings Buccaneers game, and Kirk Cousins threw 44 times and completed 33 of them, 344 yards. He had a 102 rating, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. They did not run the ball effectively at all against the Bucs. The Bucs have a great run defense and have for a long time. Madison's their lead running back. He had 11 carries for 34 yards. I'm not worried about that. But what I'm worried about is the fact that Justin Jefferson had 9 catches for 150 yards. T.J. Hockenson had 8 catches, only for 35, but the 2 of those combined were targeted 21 times. Almost half the passes were targeted to those 2 guys. And how do we find a way to stop them? That's concerning. I mean, Jordan Addison's a good wide receiver as well. He had one of the touchdowns, but I am seriously concerned with no James Bradbury, no Reed Blankenship, even though Nakobe Dean didn't have a great game on Sunday. I'm very concerned about his loss. I think people are undervaluing how big of a loss Nakobe Dean is because he didn't play great on Sunday, but he still was 10 times better than anything else we have. Kirk Cousins is pretty accurate pocket quarterback. We usually struggle. He usually struggles. Yeah, you got to get pressure on Kirk Cousins without a shadow of a doubt. Have to. I just checked on the other screen. We only got 9 likes on this video, guys. It is free to hit that like button. There's 17 people watching. Hit that like button. It's free to do it. Hit the share button. It's free to do that. I'm coming to you live from Mexico. The least you could do for me is hit that like button. It was questionable play calling for me offensively and defensively. You had 2 brand new coordinators, Eric. Their first time in those roles. Well, Sean Desai had 1 year, but we're going to forget about that 1 year. They gotta find a way to get a rhythm. We have plenty of talent on this team. They gotta find a way to get a rhythm, and they gotta find a way to mask the holes created by the loss of these players. Got to. We'll see how it goes though. But I would say that on a level of concern, the injuries concern me, but almost equally is these coordinators after week 1. But again, it's not like I'm ready to jump off a bandwagon. There are so many people ready to jump off the Eagles bandwagon after week 1. It's just blowing my mind. I saw everybody loves ESP, and ESP's tweeting out that the Eagles are this and that, and they're going to lose big time tonight. And look, they could, and he might be right. But like the negativity that I see, and I haven't been on Twitter all day the last couple of days, but I've perused through it a few times. And if anybody wants to see any pictures, make sure you're following me on Twitter or Instagram at Beard and Knowledge. I'm posting lots of vacation stuff this week. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sunday's our anniversary, so it's a good thing there's no Eagles game on Sunday. So Sunday's anniversary, so it's all anniversary stuff on Sunday. Any idea on who's the winner in the backfield tonight? What? I don't know. My wife wants to know what anniversary stuff is. I don't know. Just not football on a Sunday. Tonight's backfield is going to be Swift starting. Penny will get a heavy dose of usage tonight as well. Boston Scott will probably just be mixed in when necessary. But it's going to be 95% Swift and Penny tonight with no Kenneth Gainwell. And while I like that better, because I'm not a big Kenneth Gainwell fan, or at least a lead back fan, I said at the beginning of the show, Justin Sports, there's this, the Eagles offense was obviously, you could see after week 1, was geared to be all about Kenneth Gainwell. How does, offense coordinator Brian Johnson make that adjustment now that the guy that he wanted to be the lead back isn't there? I'm concerned. But we're going to get a heavy dose of Swift tonight and a heavy dose of Rashad Penny. And if we get that early lead like we need to with Swift, and then Penny can really wear down that defense, what they were trying to do with Kenneth Gainwell, they'll be able to do with Rashad Penny tonight, which I love. Gainwell is our best running back. We don't have a running game. I don't think Gainwell is our best running back. That's my opinion, Keith. I think Kenneth Gainwell is a great change of pace back. He could touch the ball 12 to 14 times. But he touched the ball almost 50% of the snaps in the first half of week 1. That's too much for Kenneth Gainwell, in my opinion. I love Thursday night football. Snacks already out. Well, you got a long ways to wait. Gainwell is the 3rd best running back. I agree with you, Bobby. 3rd best. We'll see. Penny and Swift, they're better running backs, but they have the injury histories. Gainwell does not. But he's not a full-time running back. So it'll be very interesting to see how the usage of those two running backs go tonight without Gainwell. Thank you very much. So, that being said, what do we got here? Ezekiel, if Penny and Swift are not active tonight, I will, of course, they're going to be active tonight. With Gainwell already ruled out, obviously both Swift and Penny will be active, and there'll be heavy parts of the offense for those. I think it'll be Swift in the first half, Penny in the second half. If we've got a big lead, I think that's the way it goes. I think Swift is a supreme talent. His lack of work from both his coaching staff, not to me, expose problem behind the scenes. Maybe that's possible. I think I kind of said it on Monday's show that I kind of feel like they were just forcing us with Gainwell because they talked about Gainwell all off season. They want to prove that their conversations all off season about Gainwell were right. So they forced him down our throat. Tonight's the night that if it goes the way it could go with Swift and Penny dominating, splitting reps. Now, week 3 or 4, whenever Kenneth Gainwell comes back, you might see a different offense because they won't have to force Kenneth Gainwell down their throat because they'll realize what Swift and Penny are. I want to see backfield sets with both those guys on the field tonight. Then the defense won't know what to do and who to stop and where to go. You meant Penny. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, Penny will dress tonight without a shadow of a doubt. Well, look at what happened when he was our feature back. He got injured. Exactly. Look, you overused him. He hadn't been used like that since the last time he played in college. And he didn't even play his last year in college. He sat out. That was the COVID year. So he hasn't had that many touches in a game for God knows how long. And it was like everybody was high on Gainwell because of how he was used in the Super Bowl. But that's not how he was used week 1 against the Patriots. Kenneth Gainwell should never be a guy running straight up in between the tackles. He's get on the outside, shifty guy, catch the ball out of the backfield. He's not a run in between the left guard and center and just pound it up through the biggest defensive players in the field. That's not what you should be doing with him. And that's what they did over and over and over again. Look, and now he's banged up and can't play tonight. I'm going to pretend like it was rust and weather as far as Brian Johnson goes. It might be. Look, yeah, can't forget that. It was raining pretty damn hard to start the game on Sunday. And then as the game went on, the weather cleared up a little bit, but it wasn't an excuse for Mac Jones. Mac Jones played fantastic on Sunday. So, look, all the things we talked about all offseason when we were just doing Football Fridays, and then once we transitioned to doing football pretty much every day on this show, all those concerns about the coordinators, about safety, about linebacker, about how they run, every little question that we had exposed itself in week 1. But it doesn't mean it's time to get off the bandwagon like other people are doing. Like, this clearly is a very elite football team. I don't know why the pass rush was, first off, the pass rush wasn't very mid. They just didn't get home. They were getting pressure on Mac Jones, but Mac Jones was getting rid of the ball 1 second before we got to him. So there was, Jalen Carter, I think had 7 quarterback pressures in week 1. I think it was the most in the NFL. We're talking about some elite pass rushers in the NFL, and Jalen Carter, rookie, was the one that got after the quarterback the most in the NFL in week 1. So the pass rush was there. We just didn't get home. Now, Kirk Cousins is as immobile as Mac Jones, maybe even more immobile than Mac Jones. If you give him time, he's going to pick you apart. So it's going to be very key for those front 4, whoever they are on the field at whatever moment, to really get home, not get close, but get home. Because if he's got time, and if he isn't rattled back there, he is going to pick apart. Like Josh Jobe made the play of the game, saving the end of the game with that push out of bounds there on that last play. But Josh Jobe over 70 offensive plays out there could get exposed very easily. And there's a difference. In small doses, you don't get exposed. In big doses, you get exposed. And that concerns me. Christian Ellis, he's going to be out there a lot. Problem is, he's going to get exposed if he's got to cover TJ Hawkinson 15, 20 plays tonight. That's going to be a big problem. Too bad you guys did not play falling down drunk. Look, Josh Allen played terrible, and, it is what it is. The Jets team, I love how they rallied around the team and Zach Wilson once he went down. That's so easy. Aaron Rodgers goes down the 4th play. So easy for them to just collapse and fold up, and they didn't. So that's something about Robert Saleh and that team and the culture there that we just got some snacks, some coffee and some snacks today. people panic too early. We had several ugly wins last year too. The line, exactly. People forget about that Lions game and how quickly, that was forgotten about. The Colts game was a tough, hard-nosed game. The Bears game, exactly, Bobby. You're spot on with this comment. You're not going to win every single game out of 17, 35-10. They're going to be close games. There's going to be tough battles. You're going to lose games that you should win. You're going to win games you should lose. It's not time to panic after week one. And it's just so frustrating, the little I've been on social media this week, to see so much bad comments about this team right now. We play the Jets, I believe it's week 6 or 7. I think it's week 6. If Brian Johnson likes to run between the tackles and chain for Jonathan Taylor, or exactly, mister, because that's what Rashad Penny does. So that's really what's got to happen for sure. How we should have paid Miles or drafted running. Look, you guys, Keith, I don't know if you've heard me say it. I've talked about it a lot, about Miles Sanders on this show, and how I'm one of the few Miles Sanders fans that were in Philadelphia. I know he had a bad playoff run last year, but he's he had 1,300 yards last year, 11 touchdowns. Kenneth Gainwell ain't getting no 1,300 yards rushing this year. Kenneth Gainwell's not getting 11 touchdowns. It's just not going to happen. So you brought in Penny to fill that void. Then all of a sudden Swift became available. You trade for Swift. I don't understand why you would spend all that time bringing those guys in to replace Miles Sanders and then just give the ball to Kenneth Gainwell. Now, tonight there is no Gainwell. So we're going to see something different. My heart went out for Coach Sala. Look, Coach Sala rallied that team. So it is what it is. Sorry, too many comments coming at once there. People I can't read your words. Underestimate the value of Penny. He is the bruiser you'll need down the stretch. You got to get to the lead quickly so that then you can use Penny and take advantage of what he is capable of. And with this offensive line, if the offensive line is struggling like it did in week 1, how do you fix that? You start running. You get their confidence. You get that our offensive line is a bunch of big guys that move downhill, blocking for running backs. That is what they do best, Ezekiel. And so if they're struggling in pass protection, what should you do? Just run with Penny and Swift. Get them moving down. Get jet sweeps. Get whatever you can. Get them moving downhill. That gets their confidence going. And then all of a sudden, the pass protection gets better because they're confident. So that's on Brian Johnson, and that's on Jeff Stoutland, and the two of them working together to get this offense moving in the right direction for sure. Bobby saying, well, Cowboys fans act like they just – yeah, I know. We're trying not to overreact after one win. They're all overreacting after one win. It's crazy. It really is. Agreed. We got to get back – exactly. And it's a passing league, Ezekiel. The NFL is a passing league. Every team is geared towards passing. But our bread and butter is running. And we've got an offensive line built to dominate in the run game. And we got to get back to doing that. Unfortunately, the media seems like they wanted to set the team up. Yeah, look, failure sells tickets, Tyrone. Failure and negativity and clickbait negativity sells everything. That's not what we do here on this show. We keep it positive here. The Cowboys stink. I disagree with that, Mad Chatter. They're a very good team. They're just not. What did they win? 40-0. They're not that good. Sorry for that. No, it's okay, man. It's all good. I'm like I said, I'm in Mexico right now, Ezekiel. I'm just trying to read comments. I got a big sun coming in right here on me, so I'm trying to read the screen. And I couldn't tell what that was. Maybe I misread something, but you're good, my man. Look, we're 40 minutes into the show. We got 12 likes on the YouTube video only now. Got to get those likes up, guys. We've been over 25 views a few times here in this show. Still only got 12. I'm going live on my vacation here for you guys. You guys got to hit that like button for me. Don't know how much longer we'll be going today. I will try to go live tomorrow at some point. Again, if you hit that bell at the bottom of the screen, turns notifications on. It lets you know when we go live. Maybe tomorrow morning at some point we'll do a recap show of tonight's game. Mojito on you, Tyrone. I'm thinking about a mojito. I was doing the John Daly's yesterday. I had to teach a lot of Spanish bartenders what a John Daly was. That's my daytime drink. A little lemonade, a little iced tea, a little vodka. Maybe we'll go mojito. Say I'm not what's mojitos? Mojitos are tequila, but I think you can make them with vodka. So I'm thinking that might be one of the drinks today. Big Play Slay said a lot of players are getting injured on the MetLife Stadium turf. We play the Giants and Jets this season away games. That's interesting, Mister, and that could be a problem for sure. This is bonus coverage for sure. Vacation coverage is bonus coverage. Hit the thumbs up. Yes, that's right. Eagles win 35-31 from Kyle. I don't know if I like that score, Kyle. I mean, I think it's very possible. I just feel that if that's the score, that's going to be a very stressful game for me tonight. I'm hoping for more like a 24-14. I think it's going to be a little lower scoring because I do think the Eagles will try to run the ball and control the clock tonight. Your channel will grow, bro. I appreciate that, Ezekiel. Get with people like Philly. I love Philly 500. I've never done anything with Joey Shakes, though. But we try our best right here, and I try to have fun every single morning with you guys. I'm not a rum drinker, Tyrone. It's probably like my least favorite liquor out there. Bro, not brow. Marshawn saying 28-14 birds. Yeah, I can see that happening. I would be happy with that score. I haven't even come up with a score. I'm thinking 27-14. Some field goals from Mr. Jake Elliott tonight. Again, mojitos, rum. Okay, that's why I don't like mojitos. Typically, it's rum, not tequila. But I did try one once with vodka, and it wasn't bad. So, strawberry daiquiri. I don't like sweets. I like very mild drinks like that. That's why I'm a big John Daly drinker. That's my go-to pool drink. A loss early is not always bad. Gets the team to make. Look, you can even what you're saying here, Mad Chatter, can even be the case in a win. Like the Sunday win against the Patriots, it was a tough win. It was a bad win. It was a win that we should have lost, and we found a way to win. And that's a character-building game. So the Eagles were able to come away with a win on Sunday in a game that pointed to a loss. And they can grow from it. Again, the only concerns are the injuries now tonight. So, and this Thursday night game that there's not enough time to heal your bodies, after a big football game. So it's a big concern. I think it will be low scoring also. I could see 28-13. If it was a 1 o'clock game, I could see it being a higher score because Kirk Cousins puts up a lot of offense in those 1 o'clock games, but it's a primetime game, and we know Kirk Cousins comes up small. But on the flip side, Kirk Cousins has now been beaten by the Eagles how many times? And he may have a desire, and he might be putting a little extra oomph in the game tonight. So we'll see. Man, Chad, really going through it. I got you, my man. Are you kidding me? I'm Italian. I would drink you under that. Whatever. It's all good. Anyway, so keys to the game tonight. Control this clock tonight. What was the score last year? 2014. It was something like that, and I think it could very well be similar tonight. I think it could be something around 24. I'm looking at 27-14 in my mind. That's originally what I thought, but 24-10 again tonight could be possible. Yeah, I'm not going to forget none. I'm not killing any brain cells on this trip. Not at all. Keys to tonight. Controlling the clock. Keeping Kirk Cousins off the field. Finding a way to stop TJ Hawkinson and Justin Jefferson. And it just sounds so easy, doesn't it? But it'll be very interesting. The thing I'm going to be paying attention is the first couple drives from the offense and defense and how Sean Desai and Brian Johnson have their squads ready to go tonight, because there's almost more questions about them after week one than anybody else on this team. Yeah, there's media people that are going to throw negativity towards Jalen Hurts. And I already see people saying Jalen Hurts is – there were a few media people that were saying that Jalen Hurts was overpaid because of week one. That is just junk crap, terrible. That'll go away. We need to see – what's Sidney Brown's an interesting one. Sidney Brown with a key tackle or interception tonight. That would be very, very interesting. Have they said, because again, I haven't been on social media a lot. Have they said who's starting in place of Reed Blankenship? I haven't seen anything yet. Sidney Brown, I would think it's going to be Terrell Edmonds, but Sidney Brown starting would be key. And maybe he could put a little boom on TJ Hawkinson or Justin Jefferson to slow them down a little bit and make them think twice. That's interesting. I like the Sidney Brown comment from you right there. My phone's going off in the background. Sorry. Got to get back to work, but hey, I appreciate you. I'm not streaming anymore today. I'll try to do a stream at some random point tomorrow. And then that's it till we get home on Wednesday of next week. But I will try to do a stream tomorrow at some point. The Wi-Fi's awful. So far today, the Wi-Fi's been pretty good, but the Wi-Fi's hit or miss some days. So maybe in the morning there's less people on it. So Hertz is the GOAT. Yeah, he absolutely is. I bet it was silly. Yeah, look, there's a lot of people poo-pooing on Jalen Hurts after week one. And that's still, like I said at the start of the show, like I still don't get how quickly people have turned on this Eagles team after one game. They're still the NFC champions. they're still a team loaded with talent. They had a rough first week. And if you think about it, you had the weather, you had the Tom Brady retirement thing, you're going up against Bill Belichick. There's so much that went into that game being closer than we predicted that I don't understand why people would be jumping off of that. So, we want a drunk stream. No, we do not want to. I would never do that. I would never put myself in that kind of a position. Sorry. If Jalen is overpaid, then Burrow and Allen owe their respective teams. Absolutely. You don't hear anybody, jumping down Burrow. And we might jump on Josh Allen a little bit because of mad chatter, but nobody's calling for their heads. No one's calling for Patrick Mahomes' head in Kansas City, and they lost actually in Detroit. So, boss man Liam doing live every day now. He's doing lives 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And so, and guys, he's getting like 700 views and all these likes and stuff like that. We're up to 15 likes on the show. Liam kicks the core 12. Whoever's Liam's core 12 kicks my core 12's ass every single week. So you guys, come on, hit that share button, hit that like button. Liam's last show, I think, had like 800. No, one of his shows had like 1,100 views. Come on now. Gotta help me out, guys. We can't be doing 200 and 150 views. We got to get up to that 1,000 view mark here. I think it's also because he does it at night. I do it in the morning. There are not as many people around in the morning, but whatever. So keys, we know what the keys are to win. Do the Eagles do it? And I say yes. I don't want to sound like a homer. I don't want to sound like somebody that's just predicting the Eagles to win just because he's an Eagles fan. But this team is way more superiorly talented than the Vikings team. And even with the loss of Reed Blankenship and the loss of Nakobe Dean, I think there's enough talent, and James Bradbury. I think the losses on defense are much more severe than losing Kenneth Gainwell on offense. So that's why the offense is the key to the game. It has to be. Jalen doesn't appear to care what people are saying. No, he doesn't. He's so focused. He's laser focused on it. Unleash Jalen. That's absolutely correct. This is another one of those games where when Jalen sees the negativity, it's like he is the poster child for somebody that uses outside noise for motivation. And he's got a poster of every negative comment there, and he just plays off of it so well. Do you still think Justin Jefferson goes off regardless? Look, so it's like, I forget what game it was, like a year or two ago. Darius Slay wanted to single coverage. Was it DK Metcalf? I forget what game it was, like 2 years ago. And he didn't want any help and let the defense cover everybody else and whatnot. And, DK Metcalf in that game had a lot of yards and a lot of catches, but was held out of the end zone. Justin Jefferson's going to get his no matter what. Justin Jefferson's like Travis Kelce. He's going to have 8-9 catches every game. He's going to have over 100 yards every game. It's just keeping him out of the end zone. It's keeping those 70-yard touchdown passes out of play. Let him get what he gets. He's going to get them. You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him. You see what I did there? He's going to get it. It's just, can you control it a little bit? If you keep him under 150 yards, you keep him under 10 catches, keep him out of the end zone. That is how you win this game there. Yes, it's time. It's the time you're streaming for stream. Yeah, exactly. I can't help it. I've got very limited time to do streams, and it has to be in the morning. I would play a safety or corner against Hockenson or linebackers. Absolutely. It would have been a James Bradbury on Hockenson, in my opinion. Now that he's out, Terrell Edmonds practicing that role a bit in training camp and in OTAs. So maybe we see a little bit more Terrell Edmonds. Maybe we see 4 down linebackers or 4 down linemen, 1 linebacker only on the field, and then 6 guys in the secondary, multiple safeties, multiple cornerbacks on the field at all times. Because you really don't have to worry about them in the run game, the Vikings. So maybe they do that and they put maybe Terrell Edmonds and somebody else on Hockenson, and maybe they can drape some coverage over Justin Jefferson throughout the game. This man's lock screen is a picture of him. Yeah, exactly. It's all you need to know about it. That's Jalen Hurts. The motivation there is insane for him on a daily basis. We're still at 15 likes, guys. You gotta do better than that. I was just looking at that. I look at a few people watching on Facebook too. So anyway, I still think the Eagles pull out this victory tonight. The Philly Bulldogs get unleashed tonight. Well, the ones that are still playing, multiple of the Bulldogs aren't playing tonight. Well, no, just one of them, Nakobe Dean. But still, you get what I'm saying. Yeah, it's going to be a heavy dime-style defense tonight. That's Bobby. That's how I would play it, looking at where their strengths are, the Vikings, and with the injuries we have. Look, I don't even know how to rank the injuries and the importance of it. Nakobe Dean is such a big injury, but the James Bradbury one, I think, is going to be the one that hurts this team the most because, I mean, it's because of Justin Jefferson, TJ Hockenson. You need Bradbury out there. And this goes back to the original comment of I hate Thursday night football. If this was a Sunday game, Bradbury might clear concussion protocol, but he can't. I'm not on my honeymoon, Duck. I am on my anniversary. We're celebrating 17 years of marriage this year. I'm a little older than that, Liam. But yes, no, that's why there have been no shows the last couple of days. We'll do a show tomorrow probably, and none Monday and Tuesday next week. But yeah, thank you very much for the positive comments there. Look, we're going to wrap up this show, a little shorter of a show today, but we're going to wrap it up here in the next 5 or so minutes. And I'm just going to say, I'm going to stick to what I originally thought, and I'm going to say 27-14 Eagles win. And they are going to do it because they're going to get the ball, and they're going to control the clock. They're going to control the ball with Penny and Swift. Jalen Hurts is not going to have – what they say in the offseason? Jalen Hurts will never let this team have more than 1 or 2 bad games in a row. And he's going to come out tonight and prove that this team is not going to play poorly. That is right. Go Birds. You can't beat anything else. Well, the super chat's open, Mad Chatter. You can always drop a super chat in there. No overtime, though. Don't be surprised if the Eagles go off tonight. It is completely possible. Absolutely. And I don't know, Ezekiel, the exact number, but I'm pretty sure, at least 2 years ago, when I was talking about this on a show, that there at that point, it was something like 73% of the time the home team won on Thursday Night Football. It's an extreme number. Like the home team has a massive advantage on Thursday Night Football. So that plays into it as well, for sure. I appreciate that. I heard Andy Reid advised Roseman to draft. Look, it's all coming out now that everybody wanted to draft Jalen Hurts now because everybody realizes it. Don't be surprised if Eagles run. Look, everybody's rusty on Thursday Night Football. What happens when you have 4 days to turn around, and play again? What we got here? Liam said no breakfast shows for a bit. Yeah, look, I'm trying. I'm here. And again, it's the breakfast show. Why does he keep calling it the breakfast show? It's the morning show. Those Brits, man, they got some weird ways of calling things. We're the morning show, not the breakfast show. That's why it's called trending in the AM. Not trending for breakfast here. That's right. Big win tonight, 27-14. Do you guys like that? I think it's a fair prediction, and I don't think it's that close. Maybe one of those touchdowns by the Vikings comes later in the game. I think it's a pretty, I don't want to say easy because no win in the NFL is easy. It's Thursday Night Football. It is what it is. But I think it's a much more comfortable win where we're not going down to the final 5 seconds having to make a huge play. And it is the home opener, too. The link should be this is great. Bobby, we're reading. I'm saying it as you're typing and hitting enter. The link should be loud tonight. Plenty of time to drink before. Look, the link's going to be crowded, loud, rowdy. The Vikings do not handle it, especially Kirk Cousins, well. And the Philly fans need to come out tonight and really, really put the pressure on. The fans can play a huge factor in this game tonight. They really can. Liam says, don't get wankered. He also says quarterback, very funny, as you guys like to point out on the show. That's because of all the BBC morning shows are breakfast with – yeah, okay, gotcha. It's a British thing, obviously. Batteries are flying. No batteries flying tonight. The Eagles fans are going to behave themselves tonight. They're just going to be loud and rowdy. And I don't know what the weather's like in Philly today. I think it's decent. I know the weather is 90 and sunny here in Cancun. So, so 27-14, I think that's a fair number. I think they take care of business. The crowd plays a major factor. We're not relying on Josh Jobe making a big play with 10 seconds left in the game to lock up a victory. So with that, I'm going to lock up the show for the day. 27-14, Eagles win, trending in the AM right here on Philadelphia Sports Network. Thank you all for tuning in today. I greatly appreciate you guys joining me this morning from Cancun, Mexico. Cousins shrivels under the bright lights. We know that. It's not anything that we haven't seen before. It's a regular occurrence for him. Turner style standing O on tap. Oh, that would be good. That would, get that crowd rocking tonight for sure. Nice after some shit days. So it's going to be nice in Philly today. That's fantastic. I will have a great vacation. You don't ever have to worry about that, my man. Everybody's saying it. I appreciate you all, guys, for tuning in. Let's see. Well, we got a couple more comment in here. Duck says 28-17. That could be 27-14, 28-17. A 10-plus point victory. That's what I see. So we both fall in line. I don't see the Eagles scoring more than 30 points, though, because I don't think it'll be necessary also. Weather will be perfect for the game. That's fantastic. And the weather will be perfect for the game here, too. So with that, we're going to wrap. Oh, 500. Yeah. Well, that just would cover the cost of the vacation. Yeah, just check. That's good. I appreciate that. So we're going to wrap it up. Trending the AM right here on Philadelphia Sports Network. I'm Phil Stiefel. If you want to follow my vacation pictures, hit me up on Twitter or Instagram at Bearded Knowledge. I've been posting pictures, videos of all the fancy drinks, everything else that we're doing down here and having a great time. Had a great dinner at an Italian restaurant last night. Tonight will be bar food with the game. But, hey, we're going to have a good time here today in Cancun, Mexico. I'm going to get my sun on, my tan on. And we'll be back tomorrow sometime. I'm not sure when. Whenever I wake up, whenever I have breakfast, somewhere around 9, 10 o'clock my time, 10, 11 o'clock your time. Liam invited us to Passyunk Avenue for cheesesteaks in London. Is that right? Core 12, I appreciate y'all representing today. And I appreciate you guys representing well during the other show that Liam's doing there in at night. So I greatly appreciate y'all very, very much. Have a great day, guys. Go Birds. 27-14. I wish I could bet it. Can't make bets down here in Mexico. So y'all have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow. Go Birds.